Hi developers, in the previous video we went through the overview of DOM manipulation. So we have studied the basic concepts of DOM manipulation. We gone through the overview of selecting elements, manipulating elements, creating and removing elements, event handling. So in this video we will discuss about selecting elements with some examples. Okay, so let's discuss selecting elements. Let's copy it. Firstly, we will create a index.html file and script.js file. Index.html, another is script.js. So we will understand how to select the elements from the DOM. Okay. So there are some common methods to select the elements from DOM. One is document.getElementById. One is document.getElements by class name, by tag name, querySelector, and querySelector all. Okay. So firstly go to index.html and here we will write the HTML. Firstly the boilerplate code. Okay. Then in the body section, firstly change the title to DOM manipulation. DOM manipulation. Okay. Example. Okay. So now in the body section, we will mention some tags. Heading tag. Welcome to my page. Okay. And in the heading tag, we can give some ID. ID is equals to let's say main title. Okay. Now we will create one paragraph tag, p tag. Okay. And in here we will mention class is equals to description. Okay. And here we will mention this is a description paragraph. Is a description paragraph. Okay. Similarly, we will take another paragraph tag. Okay. And take the same class description and we will write another paragraph with same class. Okay. With same class. Okay. Now we will take one button tag and we'll take the class as button. And guys, if it will be good if you practice this code side by side. So it is a good practice. Class me. Okay, click me. Okay, taking another button tag, class will be button or click me. Okay. Now we will give the link to JavaScript file. Okay. So here after the body in the body section we will give script tag. src is equals to script.js. Okay. This is the link to JavaScript file. Okay. Now let's come to script file. So here we will see all these methods one by one. First method is we will select an element by its ID. So firstly we will see how our page is looking. Okay, this welcome to my page. This is description paragraph, another paragraph with same class. Okay, so now we will see select an element by its ID. Okay, so we will select this ID. Okay, let title is equals to document.getElementById, then ID name. Okay, So title dot text content is equals to, we will change it to let's say hello world. Okay, so what we have done is we have selected the element with the id main title and store it in the title variable, and using that variable we are doing the change of context. Okay, so we are changing the text content of the selected element to hello world. Okay, now we will do console log selected by id title. Okay, now we will check it in the terminal and in the web page. Okay, so it's changed to hello world. Okay, now we will say, and also let's check in the console. Do inspect. Here it is printed as, this title variable is printed as h1 tag id main title. Okay, so it logs the selected element to the console for the verification. Now let's go to document.getElementById by class name. So we will select all elements with the specific class. Okay, so what we do is let descriptions. Okay, we will select all the elements with the class description. Okay, this one. We will select the elements having class name description. Okay, the description of document dot get element by class name, and class name is descriptions. Description. Copy it, paste it here. Okay, so what we have done is we have selected all the elements with the class description and stored in descriptions variable. Now we will print the length of descriptions. Description dot length. Okay, so descriptions length. Okay, so what is the length? There are two classes of having class name descriptions, so length will be 2. We will check it in the console also. Okay, and so now we will change the text color of each element in the description collection. Okay, so currently let's see in the web page, we will change this color to blue. All the elements having class name as description, we will change their color to blue. For let was to 0, I is lesser than descriptions dot length. Okay, I plus descriptions I dot style dot color. Style dot color is equals to blue. Okay, so we have changed the text color of each element in the descriptions collection to blue. Okay, let's see it in the web page. So it has changed to blue. So as you have seen, we have installed the this live server extension in the VS Code. That's why it is changing the content in the live. Okay, so you can change the extension also. You can install the live server extension. Okay, so now we will go to select all elements with a specific tag name. Okay, select all elements with the specific tag name. So there are how many tags are there? P tag is there. Okay, H1 tag is there. Button tag is there. Okay, so let paragraphs is equals to document dot get elements by tag name. Okay, let's say we will work with p tag. So what will it do? It will select all the p elements and stores them in a paragraphs collection. Okay, so let's for loop. Let's copy it. Change it to paragraphs instead of description. Style dot let's say font weight. Okay, font weight to bold. So all the p tags we are making it bold. We are changing the text style of each paragraph to bold. Okay, so let's change the page. So it has become bold. Okay, and now we will see the query selector. Selects the first element matching a CSS selector. Okay, for this we will use query selector. Select first button. Document dot query selector. Say button. See, we have a class button here. Okay, so we are selecting the first element with the class button and stores it in the variable first button. Okay, dot button. So we are changing the text content of the selected button to the first button selected. Okay, let's change the text content. First button dot text content equals to, currently the text content is click me. Okay, so we will change it to first button selected. First button selected. Let's see it in the page. So it has changed to first button selected. Okay, so now we will go to document.querySelector all. We are selecting all the elements matching a CSS selector. Select all the elements matching a CSS selector. Okay, so we will select all the elements with the class button. There are two elements with the class button. Okay, so we will select that and store them in a variable called, let's say, all buttons. Let all buttons. Okay, document dot query selector all. We will select all having class name as buttons. So using this, we are selecting all the elements with the class button and storing them in all buttons variable. Okay, so now all buttons, we will use for each to change the background color of each button to the let's say light green. All buttons dot for each button index button dot style dot background color is equals to, let's say, pink, let's say light green. Okay, so we are changing the background color of each button to the light green. Okay, let's save it and see it in the page. 1 minute. What is wrong? We have selected buttons. Okay, let's check it again. So now the background color is changed to light green for each of the button. Okay, so we have studied document.getElementById to select a single elements by its ID. Okay, and then we have studied selecting all the elements with a specific class using getElementBy by class name. We have studied getElements by tag name, querySelector, and querySelector all. Okay, and I will be sharing a link to my GitHub repository in the video description, so feel free to check it out and get the code from there.